always give away too much. It's like I've got no sense of touch. I'm always pouring out my heart, no little by little here. I'm always pushing things too far. 2, 5, 6, 10 drinks at the bar. No boundaries, I get to.
All right. Oh, here we go. All right. How you guys doing? The
Hey,
audience.
my man Tony, how are you?
I'm good. Okay, we should introduce ourselves over again. I'm Traveling Tony. I'm here in Dar es Salaam. My wife is currently cooking right now, but we're here. I'm here with, and you could, introduce you guys for the
Hey,
audience.
this is USA meets Kenya. My name is Keith, and this is
Faith Kimberly. I'm his fiance from Kenya.
and from USA. And then we got the baby here. She's kind of sleeping.
Kind of sleeping. Okay. Yeah, she's chilling. She's actually having fun. That's cool. That's cool. But so today we'll talk about, I guess, submission, traditional cultural wives in East Africa, things of that nature, right? That's the topic. So you want
Yeah,
to start?
yeah. Today we want to kind of dive into submissive women. Differences between women in Africa, differences in with America or across the world. We just want to jump in here and like get everybody kind of a understanding of you know these different distinctions between that. So I think it'd be really interesting. What do you think about? What do you think, Kimberly?
Uh,
You think it'd be an interesting video?
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
You want to say something? Anything
so,
before? Yeah.
you wanna say something? But so in my experiences across Africa, my
Mm-hmm.
time here in the last 2 years, I would say in East Africa, most dudes can find a traditional culture wife.
They
Uganda,
can't.
Kenya, they can, yeah. Uganda,
Oh, they
Kenya,
can.
but they got to get past the fantasy of, a lot of guys think they're going to come to Africa and get a wife to go 50-50 on bills. And
Ooh, yeah.
and the girls don't like that either. They get upset when they get guys
Mm.
that are expecting money from them and stuff like that. So it's good you have your wife there. She could talk about the role of a man in Africa.
Yeah. Before she says something, I want to say like that's quite normal in the U.S., right, Tony? Where relationships will be 50-50,
Yeah,
right? Paying the
yeah,
bills, paying the light bill, all that, right?
yeah. That's why they're confused because they're coming to Africa with an American mindset. They don't leave it in America. They're not understanding that these are two traditional culture places. They have traditional culture in Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, spanning hundreds of years. Africa was the first continent. So, these people have been here forever. We are we left because of slavery and we come back, but,
Yeah.
we're used to the white man's way of life fully, so
Yeah.
now we're here. It's different, like African women are not interested in 50-50. It's just they're not interested at all in 50-50. From what I've seen.
Well, guys, we do have an African woman right here with us live.
Yeah, we do
So,
actually. Yeah.
Kimberly, tell us, Kimberly, what do you think about that? Do you feel like African women can do 50-50 when it comes to relationships?
So
Mhm.
in our culture, we don't do 50-50 in Africa. The man usually takes care of the house and he's the head of the house. And then the woman, even if she works, well, she can pay bills if she wants to, but she doesn't have to.
Mm.
So it's usually not 50-50 over here.
Mhm.
The men are in charge of everything, then the woman is just like following the man's lead. So the woman will be in charge of taking care of the kids,
Mhm.
taking care of the child, cooking, cleaning, ensuring the husband is well.
Mhm.
And then the man will be like in charge of paying rent and everything.
Yeah, yeah. And Tony, has this been your experience being in Tanzania? Have you seen, different relationships, maybe a traditional Tanzanian relationship, have you noticed that the dynamic is the man is at work and the woman is mostly doing like the house chores or the cooking and cleaning? You know, have you seen this in Tanzania?
For the most part, except for some rich Tanzanians and Kenyans, obviously, and Ugandans, they're not going to be following the same traditional, way of
Mm,
life as like the normal people. The very rich guys in East Africa and the wives, their lives are totally different.
yeah, yeah.
They live amazing lives. But like the
Mhm,
regular people like us, yeah, it's usually the dynamic. The man is in charge, the wife is home with the baby. You see how great your
mhm,
wife is with the baby. She's probably trained by her mother. So
mm,
it's a lot of culture here. And these are what your wife brought up was gender roles, right?
mhm.
And that
Yep.
you know, that's what we don't have in America. It's just we don't have gender roles, and
Yeah.
people are starting to realize that.
Yeah. But let me get personal.
Okay.
From your past relationships in America with American women, what was your experience, with gender roles when it comes to gender roles?
Well, America eliminated gender roles a long time ago. So my experience was I didn't understand proper gender roles and gender dynamics or relationship dynamics until I
Hmm.
left the West. Even in South America, I lived in South America for a long time. They don't have
Right.
proper gender roles,
Hmm.
So you have it's kind of but that's because of obviously Anglo-Saxon influence,
Yeah.
colonization, their culture. Because you look at it, and I'm not being racist. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
you know, Anglo-Saxon and Western European men don't control their households either. For the
Mm.
most part, the most
Yeah.
control of the household. No Excuse brought this up. You got African men, Middle Eastern men, Asian men. They all control their households. But when you
Mm.
get to
Mm.
Anglo-Saxons, Europeans, and British dudes, they don't really control their households. So let's see. Let me get to my people. Oh, Happy New
Yeah.
Year! Happy New Year! Oh, it's okay. It's about to. It's about to be there. That's tomorrow. Oh
Yep.
wait, no, day after tomorrow. Day after tomorrow. I don't keep up with it anymore.
Yep.
But yeah, but
New
yeah,
Year's
man.
Eve tomorrow.
New Year's Eve tomorrow, man.
Mhm.
Crazy.
You
Time
got
is.
plans for New Year's Eve?
Um. No, not really, man. Like I kind of like
Hmm.
been chilling,
Me too.
Just been
I'll probably be
chilling.
working.
Oh, you're gonna be working? I thought schools and stuff.
Probably so.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I booked a few classes tomorrow. Yeah, for Sunday.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. So let's see.
Yeah.
Okay, you got a question. Is it more submissive women outside Nairobi?
Mm. Oh, this would be a good question for my fiance too. But yeah, I think that's where you will find most of the submissive women outside of Nairobi, you
Yeah.
know? And you've been in Nairobi too, Tony, so maybe you can vouch for me. But I feel like that's where you get to see, especially when you go to the villages, you get to really see those gender roles, play out.
Yes.
You want to add to
And
that? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so on is it more submissive in outside Nairobi?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, because we've been in Nairobi for like I think 5 months, and within these 5 months, I've been trying to make a few friends in Nairobi, like female friends. So when maybe they view my stories, they see like I cook, I clean, I post and say like I'm a cultural submissive woman. I love cooking, I love cleaning. You'll get most of them say I'm a slave. So I think like it's not common for most women in Nairobi to be like
Mm-hmm.
submissive. So when they see me do that, they're like, why are you doing slavery? Why are you being a slave? Why are you cleaning? Why are you cooking? I'm like, it's my hands. But when you go to towns like Bungoma, like where I come from, Eldoret, like the normal towns, they have more submissive women. I feel like Nairobi, most of the women are kind of like independent. They prefer working and not doing like the house chores or stuff. But you might find a few who are submissive over here. But all the friends I've tried making in Nairobi, I've not seen any of them who are submissive.
Mm.
Hmm.
Wow.
and that's real. That's honestly that's a real assessment. she's being
Mm.
100% real. Go to Kasumu, those other places we talked about, and you'll have a better chance.
And
But
Tony,
huh?
yeah, go ahead, keep going.
Well, going back to the guy Floyd or whatever, thinking like
Mm,
American guys can come overseas and get African women and not
mm,
take personal care. How does your wife feel about your
mm.
grooming and stuff like that? Is that important, or does she care if you not shower and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, she cares. Yeah, yeah. How do you
Of
feel
course
about
she
that?
But
can.
take care.
Mhm,
And it's a must. You have to like groom yourself. You have to look nice.
mhm,
You just have to look presentable. You
mhm.
have to take very good care of yourself. Yeah.
But Tony, let me say this. A lot of, and there's a good, I think this might be a good argument, but a lot of men who maybe get married in Africa, they don't want to take their wives back to the US, right? They're African wives. They don't want to take them back to the United States because they're afraid that they might get influenced by maybe the Black American women, right?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
by
that's
the
what it is.
right, by the sexy reds, the Cardi B's, right? So,
Right,
I don't cook, I don't clean, right? So they
right,
might
right, right.
so they might get, how do you feel about that? What do you think about that?
I think that those are valid concerns,
Hmm.
but I also think guys need to be more realistic about long distance dating and what happens when you're doing like long distance dating. Realistically,
Hmm.
they want to do long distance dating and not send a woman any money. So it's like that's not going to happen. That's not going to work.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to help these guys because they have a delusion. Just like the guy, Floyd, he thinks being American means you're a god, so you don't need to take personal care, and all the women are just ready to jump on you. But that's not true.
Right.
If you're
Yeah.
not a good personality, or you're not masculine, then it's not going to happen. So I just
True.
want to, and I have other nomads to confirm this stuff. I'm not just
Mhm.
speaking out my neck.
No, that's true. Yeah, absolutely. Hmm.
But how long have you? Where did you guys live in Kenya before Nairobi?
We
Hmm.
were in Mombasa for
Oh,
like
okay,
a very
I love Mombasa. Yeah, I love Mombasa.
yeah.
You been to Mombasa?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was in Mombasa. Mombasa is really cool. It's more like, for me, I like more like the living places where families and stuff. I don't need
Mhm.
crazy part. I don't party, so
Yeah.
like
Hmm.
the regular domesticated life is for me, man.
Yeah,
For
us
now.
too. Yeah, for us
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, we feel like Nairobi is
Hmm.
very weird. Like I think Mombasa has more calm women than Nairobi.
Oh, definitely. The people I met in Mombasa were lovely, lovely people
Hmm.
in Mombasa. So I could only imagine Kisumu. I'm gonna go there probably 2025. I'll do Kisumu and a
Oh
couple
Yeah.
other
yeah.
Kenya.
Wow.
Hmm.
Got
Yeah.
you. So your plan is to kind of you're coming to Kenya in 2025 for like a long-term stay or just traveling some different places in Kenya, or what's your plans for 2025, for Kenya?
2025, I'm gonna
Yeah.
travel to Kenya, different places for like a month or two, and then I'm gonna do Rwanda as well. So
Oh,
I have my understanding of East Africa. I'm not really interested in Burundi or Zambia, or even
mm,
or even Ethiopia. So I'll do Rwanda, Kenya, move around, get a better
yeah.
understanding. Let's hit some of these comments.
Yep.
Let's see.
Hmm.
Don't embrace feminism. This will end your people's happiness. Well, hey, I mean, she's not an ambassador for the people. There's nothing they could do. If people want to accept feminism in these countries, it's just going to happen. It comes down to the government. If the government
Mm,
allows it, that's just what's going to happen. The government
yeah.
is not in these
I
countries.
think I think there's toxic feminism, right? And I think a lot of
Yeah.
that is being pushed right through the media, especially through the United States media, and
Yeah.
and the United States media is being pushed globally, right? In all
Yes.
these different countries. So
Yeah.
unfortunately, this is my opinion. Maybe you might think differently, but I think that this feminism is going to grow into like all the African countries eventually. It's just going to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger unless
And, yeah.
unless they reject it.
And Nairobi is like largely affected. Like the few months I've stayed here, you get that like of late I don't like wearing wigs or doing long nails. So you get, maybe when I try to hang out with women in Nairobi, they start asking me, why are you not wearing wigs? Why are you not wearing lashes? Why don't you have long nails? Don't your man have money? He's so broke, he's not taking care of you. You're not buying those expensive human hairs. So I'm like having a very hard time making friends in Nairobi. Like they have a lot of American influence whereby they think beauty is you wearing wigs, lashes, having those study B nails. So like
Yeah.
I'm having a very hard time in Nairobi. Like so far, I've only made one friend. The rest they're always like judging me. But like you clean too much, you're a slave, this, that. So like that American culture is widely spreading in Nairobi.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that. And you're right. I do agree with you, Keith. It is going to spread to all of Africa. They're going to try to reduce it as much as they can, but it's still going to spread.
Yeah.
It's still going to spread. I don't know what they can do to reduce it, but what she's talking about is true. And that's also jealousy. Those girls want husbands, but they can't have husbands because they're
Mhm.
too materialistic. So they see her living her life, and they're really jealous. Because that even happens with my wife. She has the
Mhm.
Mzungu. Was it Mzungu
Mhm.
Miosi? Black Mzungu, is it how you say it?
Okay.
So,
Mzungu mweusi.
What's
yeah.
Miosi?
So
Mweusi
yeah.
is
So
black.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so the Black Mizungu, that's what we are. So, and we're younger too, like some of the girls, probably have friends, they got to deal with old guys. So we're younger, more attractive than the old guy. They don't want to bang old guys, but that's what they have to do. So they see her with
Mm.
you and like, wow, he's muscular, looks good. You know what I mean? They're jealous. That's all it
Mhm.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
They're
I
jealous.
usually tell them if you want to like find a husband, you have to be submissive. You have to take care of the man. You can't date a man and you're telling him, I can't cook. I need hair for 100K. I need vacations. Like, you just have to let your man take the lead as you follow. But most of them are like, men are not the prize. I'm not willing to do this, that. But when you go to towns like Bungoma, where I come from, all the women there are submissive. Like, you'll not get a woman wanting a wig for like $1,000, $2,000. Like they're very, very, very simple. Like you just have to look outside Nairobi. You'll get, even Mombasa has a few very nice submissive women.
Very knowledgeable woman here, guys. This is great information. Wait, we got somebody else coming up here.
Yeah. Yep.
Wait, okay, no, she's in two places. Which one
Oh.
is the real one? We're gonna have to. The real Slim Shady. Please stand. Okay, let me. Okay, I'm gonna remove this one.
Lucy.
No, what's the last?
She's called Lucy.
Uh,
Oh.
okay,
Can you
okay.
hear us,
So
Lucy?
yeah, Lucy. I mean Lucy. Can you hear? No, I know her name Lucy too. So.
Yes, now I can hear you.
Oh, you can hear. Okay, hello, nice to meet you.
Introduce yourself, Lucy.
Wait, is it so? Habari Gioni? Yeah. I think she's
Uh-oh.
frozen. Are you frozen,
Yeah.
Lucy?
Hey Lucy, we can't hear you.
Oh wait. She's coming back. She's coming back. All right, let me drop this one. Let
Okay.
me let her on. Okay, there we go. Let's see if it's up. Oh, let's hit the comments while we figure this out. We got a lot of comments. My wife is from Mombasa. Oh, congratulations, man. I met a few people. A lot of people have wives from Mombasa. I never meet people with wives from Nairobi though. Never. Never. I meet with people wives from everywhere else. Nairobi.
Like
Uh,
even us, we can't wait to leave Nairobi. Too much.
oh,
Lucy, are you
yeah,
there?
I'm glad.
Hmm.
I don't think she could hear us.
Okay. Yeah.
She's
Hmm.
Lucy,
having some
I'm
connectivity.
here.
And
So,
there's a little bit of a pause. Mhm.
so
Lucy. I don't know if she can hear us.
No, she can't.
okay. So yeah, like for you
Mhm.
guys looking for wives, his wife cooks, cleans, take care of the baby. She's an amazing mom. My wife cooks and cleans everything. That's why we're with them. We're happy. We're happy with our women. If they do it,
But
Just
Tony, why do you think the other women who are into like how they call it feminism, those who don't wanna cook, why do you think they judge us who like cooking and washing and cleaning? They call us slaves.
it's just like the American women. It's jealousy. You know that's what it is. Like they see him, see you. You know they want the life because he could have brought an American woman to live in Kenya with him, but he said, "Hell no, I'm gonna get a Kenyan wife." You know, so they see that and they're jealous, and that's what. But we're not even rubbing it in their faces. You know, you see my content. I'm not like, yeah, haha, I'm in America. I'm not in America. I'm here in Tanzania. You know, I have a traditional wife. I'm not even doing that. I'm just saying, keep your options open when you guys come here. Understand what's realistic, what's not, because people have unrealistic expectations. They want a submissive wife. They don't want to provide. So that's not going to happen.
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
Okay,
here we go.
now,
Here we go.
yeah.
I think she's good now. All right, let's see. What else we got? What's up, family? Sending love from TZ. Oh, okay. Shout out, shout out. We got people in the building. Thank you. What else we got? Let's keep going. So, Lucy, how are you doing? I think she keeps freezing.
Mhm.
Okay, she
What
comes
make
back.
you know?
Maybe something had
Best
something wrong with the Wi-Fi over there.
best scenario to meet these traditional women as a foreign church or event. It's the independent mindset on the rise. I mean, yeah, you just see the thing is it's dating. Like people want magic. Like I didn't. She wasn't the first girl I met while I was here. I dated around girls I didn't like that were slay queens or whatever. They only met me one night and they never see me again. And that's just how it is. That's just how it
Yeah.
is. Let's see. Okay.
Okay, he's asking best scenario to meet traditional women as a foreigner church event is the Miss
Work,
Independent Women mindset on the rise.
working fine. Mhm.
Yeah, about the Miss Independent mindset in Nairobi, like it has spread a lot. Like in Nairobi, I rarely meet submissive women. All the ones I meet, they call me a slave for cleaning and cooking. And then if you want to meet the submissive women, you can meet them anywhere, but it depends also with the location. Maybe you try smaller towns whereby the American culture has not spread there. Those smaller towns in Kenya might be like Kitale, Eldoret, Bungoma, but in Nairobi, people know everything. They know like everything, totally everything. Someone who has been born and raised in Nairobi, they have a lot of American influence. So I'll just say that try going to those small towns in Kenya.
And try the churches, right? Church is a good place to go to
Churches
find
are
women.
amazing.
Yeah,
You ain't gonna get
absolutely.
nothing better than church, man.
Yeah, you
You
can't go
meet
wrong
someone
there,
in
right?
church. You know, at least
Hmm.
they're trying. You know, they may not be the most, but they're trying. So
Mm.
trying to be on the right path. So that says something to me. Tony, I've been watching your channel for your boy and the wife like this in Kenya. No, they're not dissing Kenya. They're just saying what Nairobi is. You can still find, just like Dar es Salaam. Like you don't want to get a girl from Dar es Salaam. You want a girl in Dar es Salaam from somewhere else. So in Nairobi, if you meet a girl from the village or something like that, cool.
And
But
you know what? Let me say this. You can find these women in Nairobi too. Maybe more in the outskirts of Nairobi. You can find it here. But what we're saying is, you're probably better off finding this type of submissive woman outside of Nairobi. In Kisumu, in Nakuru, in these other counties, right? You're more likely have a chance of finding these women outside of Nairobi. Is what we saying. But you can find it. You can find good women in Kenya. I did.
but it's like these guys. Well, there's a lot of good women just outside of that. But these guys are the same guys that come to Tanzania. They go to Elements. They're looking for traditional girls at the bar. It's like, what are you doing? Of course, yeah, she's gonna try to ask you for money. You know what I'm saying? Like those girls work those areas where all the Mzungus go. They're not going to local bars. They're going to where all the Mzungus go to party and spend money.
Right.
So the
Right.
vultures go there to clean up. That's where they go get money.
Yeah,
But yeah,
absolutely.
just how you move. Let me see. He needs to go to town. He's seen. Oh man, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Hmm.
Like it's just a misunderstanding. That's all. Like
Hmm.
I don't know. Yeah, to me, you're articulating yourself very well.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying. Just like to me, just like with me, like sometimes I'll say some things and people
Mhm.
misconstrue what I'm saying. I'm not. It's not demonizing the place. It's just saying
Yeah.
what goes on there. You know, we're just being objective. Don't we don't really care. We're from America. You know, we moved here for
Mhm.
whatever reasons. So let's see.
Absolutely. But you guys gotta see it for yourself too. Come and visit Nairobi and see what you can see and compare and contrast yourself, right?
Yeah, right, right. But you know, they'll notice Nairobi's very expensive. Not very family orientated. And so a lot of what I notice most of the African crowd, right, is family orientated people. They don't want to see
Right.
the liberal aspect. They don't want to see, the strippers and
Mhm.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's why when guys like start creep camming, they get bad rep, because
Mhm.
Africa is conservative.
But if
Let's see
if
what
you're
this.
Austin, if you're an Austin Holloman type, someone like that, Nairobi's perfect.
Oh
This is
yeah,
where you can find all the baddies, right?
yeah, right, 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 definitely. Let me
Mhm.
see. Let me see what we got here. Okay, most of Black Americans don't want stop your
Well,
zero for mindset, but you want men to talk nice. Uh, um, but yeah, man. So we love Africa. We've been here for years. My man has a child. Like I
Mhm.
laid my roots. I got married. We paid dowries. We're accepting the traditional culture. What me speaking for myself, I'm rejecting the Western culture, and I'm taking
Mhm.
on the traditional conservative views of life.
Yeah.
And that's why we're talking about family building and things of that nature. We're not saying anything negative. I like I said, it's just misconstrued. Let me add this girl back to this. Her yeah, her connection's a little wild. Let's see what
Mhm.
else. Not only I watched the last lot. He was talking a lot of mess, but it's all right. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You're gonna get negative comments. It's just how it
It's
goes.
okay.
He keeps it 100% tentative. Most Black Americans don't want to. Yeah, yeah, man.
Mm.
People just don't want to. So someone says in mind, Chase from Kane. And that's another thing too, right?
Mhm.
And we have to talk about this as well. I actually did a video about a Black American girl that was robbed here in Tanzania, right, or attempted robbery by a boat driver, right? He tried to rob her, pulled her over, grabbed her up, tried to rob her, take her money, right? And she was nervous to come out with the story because whenever Black Americans talk about a negative experience in Africa, they're saying,
Yeah.
"Oh, you're not African. Oh, you need to leave. Oh, this and that." But they're just talking about a negative experience. Negative things happen everywhere, and that's just the fact of negative things happen everywhere. Oh, your link keeps breaking. Okay, Lucy, you may have to restart your phone or your internet if you keep getting kicked. You probably just got to restart. That's probably what's happening. What's happening is your connection isn't very stable, so you keep
Mhm.
dropping. Let me see.
Yeah.
Okay, she's come back
But
up. And
but Tony, yeah, you're right, Tony. I think there was a girl named Tiffany Banner. I think her name was. She was in Tanzania. She's very popular. She's only like 19,
okay.
and she has some bad experiences in Tanzania,
Mhm.
and she voiced those opinions on YouTube, right?
Mhm.
And then she got a lot of hate comments, right? And I think she deactivated her YouTube channel now, but it's because of those bad comments, right? So I think a lot of these countries, any country, you have to be open for criticism, you know. But at the same time, we love Africa, or else we wouldn't be here, right? We love Nairobi still. We
Right.
love Kisumu. There's some stuff that we would like, maybe it could be adjusted to be more of a traditional African style, but we still like Nairobi.
Perfection doesn't exist though. That's another thing I'm preaching to these guys. Like, yeah,
Hmm.
okay, submissive women will do okay, but things are slow. Africans don't move like how we move in the West. People take their time. to do things, and that's another like hurdle for people to get over. They come here, they want things to go like how it goes in America. It doesn't go the same way.
Yeah.
But yeah, like what she said, I agree with everything your wife said, bro. I agree with everything she said. She was spot on. You know, she even talks about Tanzania. Tanzania everywhere has negatives. There's no way you could get around negativity. Let's see what else we got. I disagree with feminism to take over the world because the only reason it's so prosperous in the United States is because the government. Right, I agree, but you know, what if other governments start doing the same thing? You know, what if welfare becomes like a global thing? You know, what if they're pushing for the liberal agenda? So that's a big thing. And I want to bring this up too. They think everybody wants to go back to America. You know, not everybody wants to go to America and live there. Not everybody's built for America. These places are inherently different from America as far as like even how people talk to each other. We use what they consider abusive language when we speak to each other, right? Right? Wouldn't you
Yeah.
say so, Ken?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Absolutely.
yeah, they use abusive. We use abusive language, you know, and not everybody wants to deal with that. But
Yeah.
Lucy, do you want to move to America?
No.
No, you're not interested. You're just not interested. Not everybody's interested. You happy here in Tanzania, in East Africa?
Yeah, I'm very happy here.
Honestly, if I couldn't live here, I would live in Kenya. You know,
Wow.
Swahili culture is cool. Yeah, I like Kenya. I love Kenya. You know, it's cool. It's cool. It just I happen to be here, and boom. But Kenya would be my number 2 place to live. 100%. I'm not leaving East Africa. And then if I couldn't live in Kenya, I'll live in Rwanda or Uganda. You know, like that. I'll just stay with my peoples. Well, let's see what else we got. Wait. Okay. Let's see. Wait. Hold on. Austin Holloman always up for Nairobi chicks. Then he ended up with a headache.
Nairobi is not for the weak. Like even Keith knows. I've been trying to make friends in Nairobi, but it's not working. It's not. Nairobi is not started. Yeah.
So, Luz, I was asking her about this. How do your friends feel about you having a Mzungu? Are they jealous or do they not care?
Of course they're jealous.
Everybody's jealous, right? Jealous.
Yeah.
You know, it's just what it is. That's why I was listening to your reading the hate comments video, it was actually making me upset. I couldn't finish it. I was like, I just didn't. This is unwarranted. You know? People just attacking you and stuff. I didn't like that. But I seen the jealousy, like it's other women. You know, it's not even just dudes. I'm reading the comments. You know, these are East African women with these nasty comments. Wow.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
wow.
Because
The jealousy runs deep. Let's see what else we got. If a streamer has connection issues and use let's see. Maybe she could use audio. Yeah.
Try to use
Lucy.
audio. Lucy, can you hear us?
Mary?
Oh, finally. Hi.
No, I don't know why it keeps going on and off.
Now it's working. I can hear you. How are you? Ah.
Are you ready?
Yeah, like, I don't know why it keeps going on and off.
But now you're good. It's working.
You're
It's
good
perfect.
now. Yeah. So where are you from? Oh, I think she froze. Oh, there it is.
Oh
There
man.
it is. All right, so let's get back to the comments while she figures that out. Okay. Always saying if you don't like it here, you can always leave. And that's the thing. They're leaving Nairobi. But she's Kenyan.
Yeah,
It's
we're
her
leaving.
country. Yeah, it's
Don't
her country.
worry, we're leaving.
It's her country. So, but she is leaving though. You know, she is leaving. Like me. You know, I personally don't like South Africa. I would never go back. There's no way I'm going back. You know, but I understand East Africa, not everywhere is perfect, but I'll move around Kenya, Uganda, Rwanda. It's safe, it's cool, you know. Overall, it's cool. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, man. Let's see. Okay, mad respect, man. Mad respect. It's all, you know, trying to gain an understanding, trying to, you know, mad love too, man. So it's all love, man. Nothing negative over here.
So Tony, let me ask you this.
Okay.
So when you came over to Tanzania, right?
Right.
Were you looking for a wife? Was that something that you were looking for at first, or do you feel like maybe it just kind of happened, or
It kind of
just to get
happened.
more?
It kind of happened, but it's something I believe that men have in the back of their minds.
Yeah.
It's like, it's programmed in us to procreate, to have, spend time, live your life with someone else. But I think in the West, they deprogram us from building families because everybody's family is destroyed. Most, especially in Black America. Black American
Yeah.
households are in shambles. And it's not just Black America, Jamaica, Guyana, all the Atlantic slave trade places. Homes are
Mm,
in shambles. The matriarchs, mothers are having kids by multiple men. It's common
yeah.
now. There's no real love in the homes. It's crazy. Mom's out twerking. Um, but yeah, so I was having fun. I'm just, I'm dating. I'm meeting girls. If I like them, I call them again. If I don't, they never hear from me again. I'm just enjoying life. I'm like, this is. But when you come across the traditional girls, they're like, we're together, and it's like, damn, kind of bully you. They kind of bully
Mhm.
you.
Yeah. And they make you want to stay too, right?
Yeah, yeah.
When
It's
you
like,
find the right one.
hell yeah,
Mm.
like, cause it's like, what else am I gonna get this treatment at? I don't want to be
Right.
looking. Like I've dealt with girls that came in the house and got dirt on their feet, but don't want to wipe their feet before they go sit on my bed and stuff. There's no home training. So
Mm,
I don't. I like the girls who had a mother and father and they learned well. Me
yeah.
personally, because
Yeah.
that stuff even rubs off on you. Like I've learned stuff from her. You know,
Lucy,
I'm,
I think we can hear you now, Lucy. But if your video cuts off, you can keep the video off and then just
Yeah.
turn the audio on, and it
Okay.
might work better that way.
Yeah.
But how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Where are you from?
I'm from here.
What'd she say? Oh,
Meru,
Meru.
Kenya. It's a small town in Kenya.
Okay, you want to? What's your
Masai and Kikuyu.
What's your thoughts on submissive women in Africa and Kenya?
Okay, I think that the reason why the West and the East, the difference, we are unable to
Mm-hmm.
define submissiveness, it's because there's leadership and submissiveness.
Mm-hmm.
So women don't want to be led by men they can submit to.
Mm,
Women want men to submit to them. Just because the
gotcha.
Bible, just because the Bible says submit to your partner, that is where we are going wrong. We are not understanding what is happening. Like when the Bible says submit to your partner, means listen to your partner.
Uh-huh.
That's all. That's what submission means for a man to submit to his wife. Listen to your partner. That's all. From there,
Mm,
the man gives the authority, gives the leadership, and as a woman, you are supposed to follow that man who you marry. This whole issue of I cannot submit to a man, but I don't see it happening in Africa anyway. I have only seen it from the West, where they are calling African women because they're submitting to their husbands. Because,
gotcha.
growing up in the village, I never saw my father cooking. I never saw my father changing diapers. I have never seen my father even serving my mom tea.
Mm.
I have
Mhm.
never seen brothers cooking.
Mhm.
So I don't know why we are unable to follow that because submissiveness, every woman was born with it. It's just a choice. They make not to submit. They don't want to submit.
I agree, and that's why
Yes,
they
it's
stay
character.
husbandless.
It needs to be character.
I agree.
So,
I agree. She's right. She brought up good points. And that's why those girls don't have husbands when you don't want to submit. You learn the hard way. So and they're jealous and they're looking at everybody else living good lives with babies and the man there, and they're jealous. But like she said, it comes down to them not wanting to submit. And like what you're talking about in the Bible, when I was getting married, before I get to this comment, when I did Msambazi, right? You guys know Msambazi, right? You guys have that?
Do you have
Msambazi?
that? Oos, oos.
What?
Say
It's
it again, Tony.
uh, Msambazi. Msambazi for the Bible study when you're getting married. Do you guys have to do Bible study when you're getting married in Kenya?
Yes.
Not
Yeah,
unless. Yeah.
probably called something else there. But when I was there, the priest was saying, if a man doesn't take care of his family, the woman's not going to respect you. So you guys are supposed to take charge of your house, make sure you're making the most money and stuff, make sure your wife's happy, make sure because I came in to learn what a traditional man is as well, like making sure hospital bills are taken care of, everything, just everything, a man's role, and it's different from America. She's talking about gender roles, and a lot of people can't comprehend it because it sounds misogynistic to them. You know? The whole you're a slave. Where did that come from? That came from the West. They're just
Mm,
repeating, regurgitating words they hear from American women, and they don't really understand what they're saying. Like the whole
And
because who harps on slavery? Us. They don't
yeah,
really understand what they're talking about. They
most
just
of these
regurgitate.
women, they are all Christians. So I'm just wondering which Bible they are reading. Because even if you were to go to the Bible right now, in the book of Titus 2:4, it says, women, submit to your husband with
mm,
authority and unconditional. Love that man as he is, not as what you want him to be.
mm.
Yeah,
And
I like
you're not even supposed to question his authority. Let's go to Proverbs 31. Proverbs 31 woman. The Bible says a woman wakes up at the middle of the night to cook. There's nowhere it's saying husbands cook for your wife. No, to cook for his family, to cook for her
Mhm,
family. The wife, she wakes up at night to cook for her family.
mhm,
If we were to go through the Bible gives the woman, honestly, the kitchen belongs to the woman.
I
mm.
agree. I
So
agree.
this whole thing is the West. But now the issue is they have Miss Sprinkle Sprinkle, Shara 7. You have heard of her?
Mm.
I
I haven't
think I've
heard of
heard
them.
of.
Yeah,
I don't
I have
Yeah.
know.
Sprinkle Sprinkle. They are saying Sprinkle Sprinkle. Now, these older women, instead of teaching younger women how to be wives, they are teaching them how to be prostitutes, to
Yes.
run
Mm,
after
Yes.
men who have money.
mm,
Yeah. Why is it? I don't understand. It's only when a black man needs support. If he's not, only when a black man is providing, that's when we are being told, oh, provide for him. I mean, submit to him. Only when he's providing. If a black man says his preference, he's being judged. But when a white man says, I like them skinny, all women goes to the gym to work out.
mm.
Sure.
But if a
That's-
black man says, I like mine slim, now he becomes a hater of black women.
no, you're
Mhm.
right. You're right. Especially in America. Yeah. And I noticed most of the criticism is aimed at Black American men.
Yeah.
Even from I don't know why it's most of the criticism is aimed at Black American men on YouTube. People aren't going at Jamaican guys, Trinidadian guys, Ugandan guys. Can't. It's a Black American guys. They're going at us hard on YouTube. We can't say anything. We're looking to enslave women. It's just crazy. Even though white guys do the most heinous things, you
Mm,
know,
mm.
black guys aren't even known to do heinous things, but we're thrown under the bus like we are these terrible creatures. And I don't
That,
understand. Let's get to these comments. Can you
mhm.
make the summary of me? So I might do that on an individual live because that's like a long-winded topic. Like,
Uh,
that's it's because it's a long process to
uh-oh.
live. Are you guys doing the traditional marriage? Or you gonna do the traditional marriage?
No, we're just going to pay the bride price and then we can't have the wedding in Kenya because of the K1 visa. So maybe my family will just join the wedding on a video call.
Oh, so you're doing the
We are
wedding in
going to
America?
do the bride price, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's cool. That's cool. Okay, okay. Well, okay. That's you gotta do what you gotta do. So, okay,
Mhm.
that's interesting. You gonna document it?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. We're gonna document everything,
Yes,
you know?
everything. The bride price, yeah, will vlog it. So we're
Mhm.
thinking of doing it before we leave for the US. We'll do the bride price and everything, plus including saying goodbye to my family. We want to combine it.
Yeah. But like I said, we're only gonna be in the US for a few years, just a couple
Yeah,
years,
we're
and then
not
we'll come
going to
back.
live there.
Yeah, we're just saving enough money to buy a lot of land. We want a big
Yeah, and
house.
to build a big house.
So we want to be able to accumulate a big saving when we go to the US.
Okay, okay. Oh, John Coleman said he just
Mm.
got his passport. Hey, congratulations, man. Hope to see you
Hmm.
in the motherland soon. And another positive thing I want to say about East African women. East African women are the most genuine women I've come across. They actually
Mm.
genuinely like us. They make you feel appreciated. They make you feel like a man. They'll compliment you, and it's not fake compliments like Latin America. The girls in Latin
Mm.
America can tell you what they think you want to hear, but it's not like genuine.
Wow.
It feels fake. In Africa, East
Mm.
Africa especially, you'll be with the woman. They'll have their
Yeah.
phone and they'll put it away. They'll turn it off. They'll put it away and give you their undivided attention to show you they're
Yeah.
really into. So those are things that stood out to me, and I pay attention to those little cues of a woman
Yeah.
actually giving you all of her. You know,
Hmm.
you really see that in East Africa, definitely, definitely. So, just
Yeah.
be good to these ladies. You come across a good woman, take the red pill shit and throw it away. That red pill shit is bullshit. Red pill, blue pill, throw that shit away. Act like the
Mm.
men act in their country, traditional cultured men. Learn. Even learn from their fathers. I learned from her father about,
Mm.
the role of a
Mm.
man in Africa. I just watched him. I watched how he moved. He's a very
Yeah.
well respected man. So,
So
huh?
I feel like the whole submission thing. Why is it that you people from the West only feel like submission is only about cooking and cleaning? How do you
Mm.
define that word, submissive? How do you define a submissive woman?
I define a submissive woman as just doing what I say without giving me pushback. So, especially if I'm
Mm.
telling you things to do under God, it's not
Yeah,
anything immoral I'm telling you to
yeah,
do. And I'm a provider. So,
yeah.
that's what I define my submissive woman as. Just if I need you to work, you work. It doesn't have to necessarily just be cooking and cleaning. If I need you to work, that's cool. I'll get a nanny.
Mhm.
But
Mm.
me
Mm.
personally, I don't need my woman to work. I worry about getting the money and everything, whatever, whatever. I'm cool with making money. My woman is just supposed to be my peace. I don't need a challenge. I just need a woman that's not going to challenge my authority, and that's it.
Yeah. I
That's
and
it.
I
I,
piggyback. I'm a piggyback.
yeah, sorry, I have seen like most people
Yep.
are the reason why these women are saying submission is slavery because they just think it's just cooking and cleaning.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
But
Yeah.
Okay.
even cooking is submission. If you're loyal to your man, that is submission. Doing his
Hmm.
this, that is submission. And
Right.
listening to him, that is submission. Supporting his goals, that is
Mm.
Yes.
submission. Having
Yes.
babies, that is submission.
Yeah.
Yes.
Protecting his
Yes.
secret, that is submission.
Yes.
You don't have to go outside even to talk negative things about your man. That is submission. Not
Yeah.
listening to your girlfriends when they are trying to tell you that your man is bad. That is submission. So submission is a small word that carries a lot. That's why marriage for a woman,
Hmm.
it's 85%. 15% is for the man. Provide, profess, and
Mhm.
protect. The
And
three things.
Lucy,
Yeah.
and I'm glad that you said that because that's the true definition of a submissive woman. But I
Yeah.
think a lot of Americans, right, or other people, right, they don't see it that way. They see it as just cooking and cleaning and just, basically being a slave, right? But it's not actually that. It's what you just described it as. So yeah, I'm glad you said that.
Well,
Yeah.
well, another thing is too. It's not even just being a slave. Like I think what people are forgetting is most men in America haven't had a home cooked meal by a woman in years or since they were a child. So just that small cooking and cleaning is bringing him joy. You know, he's happy to have a meal cooked for him, cleaning up the house so he could work. That makes men feel great. So by you cooking and cleaning, you're allowing me to make more money to upkeep your quality of life that I'm already providing. You know, just by realistically, just by being with us, right, you have a drastic increase in your quality of life. These women in a lot of these countries, because we come here, we're not coming broke, you know. So we got ACs, we got Mzungu Chakula, all that, you know. So got like
Yeah,
everything's there.
very true.
So we're up, it's give and take, you know. It's give and take. It's give and take. So that's what people got to understand. You can't just have everything one-sided. It has to be a balance. Life is balanced. One-sidedness is not going to work in a relationship. It's always about working together, finding the middle ground. What else questions we got? Oh, people are leaving long. Oh, let me see. Okay. That's low mine. One thing. And some really good people criticize. Yeah, and that's real too. You know, you could criticize everywhere. I understand if you're like demonizing, disrespecting the whole country or whatever, and people are upset. Yeah, but we're just talking about negative things that happen. Negative things happen everywhere. I'm gonna take this away because it's covered the whole face. And let me see. I'm coming to Africa. Okay, man. You know, when you hear, shoot emails to whatever, wherever you go. Maybe people, if they have time, they have a child. You know, if I have time, if I'm in the city, they move around. They travel. I travel. So I mean, you can also, Lucy, your channel. I'm gonna put your channel in the description. I'll put your channel in the description. Yeah, I'll put your channel in the description. They can push all they want. Influence the world. Yeah, I mean, but you're seeing in Uganda though, they got those gay flags now. Now they're really like more of the homosexual minded people are coming out in Uganda pushing for that stuff. I don't know. Obviously, America had a hand in it, right? Obviously. So I don't know how long they're going to hold out or if Uganda's going to double down. But if you Google like gay, homosexual, like pride in Uganda, you'll see stuff now, you know. And let's see. Did you see the uproar in Uganda when the American tried to push that rainbow mask? Yeah, there was some uproar, but there are people siding with it too. So I don't know how that's gonna go. I was actually surprised to see, that many people were siding with the homosexuality thing in Uganda. So I don't know. America is pushing that agenda. They are pushing that agenda crazy. Let's see what else we got. Can we hear some basic conversation in Swahili? Sure. I mean, if y'all want to talk in Swahili, that's cool.
What does he want us to talk about in Swahili?
You know what? Hey, Lucy, come.
Lucy over here.
I got a question. Okay, yeah, I got a question. You could just. Well, she's coming. She got comfortable. But okay, so I got a question. Okay, you can ask what is her bride price in Swahili. Ask what. Just ask her. Okay.
Mali yako ilikuwa shingapi?
Mimi wazazi wangu walikubaliana Keith atalipa ile pesa anataka. Yaani atalipa ile anaona inanitosha. So yani wameacha iko open, mwenyewe ataamua analipa ngapi.
Ndiyo, lakini mimi naona hata hivyo pia ni sawa. Kwa sababu gani ujue? Mara pengine wanaweza kampangia milioni 10, afu sasa unajua mwenyewe uwezo wake au hivyo. Kwa hata si wenyewe tulichokifanya, yani kutokana na yeye according to hela yake ilivyo, kwake ulivyo, ndio akawa amepay.
Yeah, so ni nzuri kama wewe kama bibi na mme mnakubaliana, alafu mnajua mnatoa ngapi. then mnapanga mnapeleka nyumbani. So ni hivyo pia si tulikubaliana kuliko wamwambie lipa milioni 100 na labda hana, si wenyewe tunajua uwezo wetu. Ya kabisa.
Kweli.
Okay, cool. You guys happy with the Swahili comments? You can finish cooking. Let's see what else. If I ever visit Nile or whoever I deal with, it will just be temporary. Then they will never hear from me again. Like bro said, hey man, you know that's what you're doing. That's how you move. You know what I'm saying? It's your choice, your prerogative, man. Do what you do. Let's see what else. We got any question? I'm Tanzania. I'm open to criticism. Helps with room. I always watch negative video, understand other people's perspective. I live in Chicago. Oh man, Chicago is terrible. Yeah, man, Chicago. Ooh, the IRS offered me a job there. I was like, nope. I don't care.
Oh man, imagine being a cop in Chicago or Detroit.
Oh man.
Okay, let me answer Wanja. She's saying where can we find Black Americans? So if you want Black Americans that are found in the US, and then also UK has some Black men. So if you want to find Black Americans, I think the best app you can use is Afro Introduction, because you have an option to set match people from a specific country. So after you install Afro Introduction, you'll go to the settings and then you'll write match people from the United States of America and the UK. And then I think match with set to match people who are like your age bracket. If you're in your early 20s, look for men who are in their late 20s. I would not advise if you're in your 20s, you go for maybe someone in 50s. Getting along is going to be very hard. So once you're for introduction set, you want people of your age, and then open people's profile, see what they're looking for, and then I'll say you'll have a higher chance with Black Americans because most of the women want the white mzungu, they don't want the black men, you know. So if you're trying to go for Black Americans, you'll have a success very, very quick. And as for me, a friend advised me to try Black Americans, and the first one I matched, it worked. So I didn't have a hard time talking with a Black American. All I say is just read someone's profile very, very well. If you see red flags, don't have hope someone will change. Just cancel on them. So you have to study someone very well, like how they behave from the first day. That's who they are. Don't have hope of you'll change him or something.
That's real. I also dropped the link if anybody wants to come up and converse or ask questions directly. You could also meet Black American guys on YouTube, on these platforms, on these panels.
Very
guys
cool.
that are coming, guys that are interested in meeting women. So that's another way.
Or sometimes if you're in Nairobi, you can always collab on my YouTube, because most of the girls I post, you find Black Americans ask like, what's her Instagram? Then I'll give her the Instagram of the girl. Then they will talk with them. So sometimes if you're on my YouTube channel, you'll get people. Most of them are looking for women.
But now you should tell the ladies, there's something the ladies, you should tell them, because they expect to find a man today and he'd start providing tomorrow.
Yeah, that's true.
Patient, get to know people better, because that it's giving bad vibes. If you want to meet a man today and you want a man to start providing for you tomorrow, it's not gonna work for you.
And Lucy, when I was dating on the apps before I met her, I was talking to a lot of African women, and almost quickly, within the first few hours, they wanted money for something. No, my mom needs this, my dad needs that. It was kind of a turnoff for me. So, so I would agree with you on that.
I agree
I've
too.
never been on any dating app, so I have no experience, but I
Mhm.
think that's what most women want. Just because you're dating a Black American and they are known they are good providers, they want women they can provide for. So they think that you're going to meet a man today and tomorrow he's going to start providing.
That's true.
But most of the Black Americans, they are being scammed by women because they have exposed their desperation to be cooked for and cleaned.
You're right. That's real.
Yeah.
This is desperation.
I went to South America and this girl cooked for me. Oh, wifey material, wife half, bro. Just
That's true. There,
Mm.
it's a little silly. It's a little silly, and I see that on other guys' channels. That's right.
yeah, what
Oh,
about that deep character and deep connection with someone?
and I'm in Tanzania. I'm traveling. Tony, their USA meets Kenya. What's your channel, Lucy? It's your name, right? Lucy something.
Yeah, just to him, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll put the link in there because they're not gonna be able to spell that. They're not gonna be able to spell that. I got you though. I got you. I'll put the link for everybody. Let's see. Understand. I gotta look at the sprinkle girl. I've seen that comment. I don't know who she is. I
Exactly.
don't.
This is
I'm
sprinkle.
gonna try it. I'll see. I'm gonna look it up. It's gonna
Uh,
come up.
I don't think she's bad. There's some lessons she gives that are very nice. Like she also preaches a lot about being submissive, cooking for your man, being sweet, not shouting at him. I don't think
Yeah.
like she's bad. She gives very, very good lessons on being submissive because even herself, she's a stay-at-home mom.
Okay.
And yeah, she's a stay-at-home mom and she teaches young girls how to behave, what type of men you should settle for. So I would say like she's a very, very good, nice teacher.
That's
Mm.
good. And she's the example because she's a stay-at-home mom. So she is the
Yeah.
example. You know, a man was able to
She's called
take.
passport bros, Dustin. She's against the passport bros.
I really don't know.
Yeah, she doesn't support the passport bro. I shared a TikTok video on my shorts. She said passport bros are Dustin.
Mm.
See, and
Wow.
look, they're getting that from America. You know what I'm saying? That's
Mm.
Black American woman terms. And every time I hear like an African girl use Black American woman terms, I'm like, oh, I'm not talking to her no more. Like, that's it. Because that's what she's
Mm.
listening to. I don't like. I don't want to say it, but yeah, I'm not into that. You know, so
But
I don't want to do it.
but you
I
know,
left that place behind.
you're right. But I think Lucy was saying that she feels like the I don't know who the sprinkle girl is, but she's saying that she don't like passport bros.
Mhm.
But also they might just be confused to what or who passport bros are.
That's
You know,
true.
so there's so many different definitions of a passport bro. You know,
Mhm.
so I don't even know what she's talking about when she says that. To be honest with you.
And but the thing is when they're using the terminology dusty and stuff, they don't even know what they're saying. It's just they're
Yep.
consuming so much American media. I don't
Yeah.
like that consumption. I want you to consume Swahili, Kenyan stuff, Tanzanian stuff, continental stuff. I don't want you consuming American content. Even when I'm hearing like she on TikTok and I hear like some American people talk, like change that. You know, don't consume that
Mhm.
bullshit. It's
Yeah.
not good for your brain. You know, it's not good for your brain. It's just
American
not.
style.
Mute. Let me.
Let's see. Let's see what we got here. Is there really a big difference between South Africa? Oh yeah, South Africa ain't for me. You guys could check it out. You know what I'm saying? South Africa is very similar to America. It's cool, but it's
Mm.
very similar to America. If you guys are trying to find something different, you have to go somewhere that's different. It's a lot of Western European influence in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I mean, but yeah, feel free to check out the whole continent. Some people like it, like the Western influences. But to me, most guys are leaving because they want to avoid the Western influences. So when they
Right.
go to a place where there's Western influences and they start complaining, it's like you asked for that. I mean, you can
Mm.
go to a place that's different. What do you guys have anything to say about that? Oh, have you dealt with South African women
You
or
you
people
know
from South
we
Africa?
I haven't, but we thought about going to South Africa, but the reason that we're not so sure about it is because of what you said. It's because it's we think it's so much like the US from what we hear, And especially if we're already going to be going to the US for a couple of years, why are we going to South Africa, right? So it doesn't really make sense for us to go there when I think of it in that way. But
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Hmm.
definitely. And it's going to be more liberal. They have a lot of gay rights and stuff like that. I don't like to see that type of stuff. You know,
Mm,
I don't. I don't even believe children should be subjected to that.
mm.
It confuses them. I don't think it's a good idea. That's me personally. Let's see what else we got. Let's keep going. Uh, I believe that the man has full responsibility for 100% of all bills and needs of
Mm.
his family. Oh yes, yeah. That I agree. I agree, man. I agree. your wife could work for your business. Like what? Eventually, I'll have businesses and have my wife be employed for my business, so I don't have to have many employees. But you
Mhm.
guys have anything to say about that? I mean, any?
I'll add that to that. I've met people from different countries, from the Middle East, for example, and they told me that traditionally the man is doing all of the work, right? 100% the like making the money. But he said that a lot of them said that, like from the Middle East countries, Eastern countries, they're saying that because of the economy is not so good, both, mother and father have to work in order to maintain the bills. That the father can't be 100%, paying all the bills because it's simply not possible for the economy. You see what I'm saying? So maybe, the economy can kind of change this dynamic when it comes to gender roles. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I agree. What do you have anything to say about that, Lucy? The need to make more money.
Mhm. Now depends with the family how you agree with your husband, because you
Mm.
cannot build a family based on another man family. It's you and your wife. If she is going to work, she has to remember that she's still the wife.
Mm.
Because here in Kenya, if you're working or you're not working, you should come home and cook for your husband. There's
Mm.
nothing like, oh, the husband came home early, so the husband came home early, so he's to cook. No, the wife, you have to know your job. Even if you're working, you have to know your job. And if you're doing the man is paying 100% the bill, so the wife is at home.
Yeah, and Lucy, I agree on you with that. Like most of the Kenyan women, even if they work, they will still cook for their husband.
They still take care of their family. There's nothing like, oh, I'm doing 50-50. They don't even mention it. You wouldn't even know she's helping the husband.
Yeah, so with the Kenyan women, after she comes back from work, she will still cook for the husband. She won't be like, I'm not cooking because both of us work. But I don't know about Tanzanian women, but I know that about Kenyan women. Like, I grew up with my aunt, and she was a nurse, and she was making more money than my uncle, but she never disrespected him even one day. I have never seen that. And she would come back from work in the evening. She would make sure she cooks. And my uncle was coming back from work at 4. She comes back at 6. And she'll still cook and she's making more money. But I never had her even shout at him, not even once.
Yeah. Even like denying your man conjugal rights. So that is the other area women use to fight men. That
Mhm.
is it's another part of the word submission,
Right. No,
giving
I
share.
agree.
Yeah, but I don't know how it turned into a war now.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, some guys have to deal with that, unfortunately. And that sucks that they let it get to that point. That's something you're supposed to nip in the butt right away. Like, okay, so I'm leaving then. Like if we can't do it, then I'm gonna go ahead and hit the massage parlor. So I don't know. But yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. You're right. Okay, huge. Let's see. He found a wife, found a good. Yeah, I agree. Finding a wife is everything, man. Finding a good woman is everything, and find a good man. These girls need to make sure they pick correctly because I do see people are under the impression there's no single mothers in East Africa. There's a lot of single mothers. Girls get pregnant by the guy who is selling, the phone chips or the lollies and stuff, and the guy
Mhm.
runs away and that they're stuck on the baby. But it's not that they're terrible girls. It's just they didn't pick right. Same thing in America. It happens. It happens.
Mm.
People pick wrong. Social media have destroyed the world. Yes, social media has destroyed the world and made it better at the same time. Double-edged sword.
Mhm.
Double-edged sword. We could do things like this, right? With internet, social media, meetings and stuff. It's so cool, but at the same time, it's promoting sexy red to little girls. Woody Hole Brown. Like that's crazy. Like they say stuff like that. It's crazy.
Which is why I would love to like raise my family away from that, outside of America, especially in a place like Tanzania, where they're not so influenced by that as much. It doesn't seem like when I was there. You know, they didn't know so much about this American culture. You know, about Sexy Red or Cardi B or all that stuff. They didn't know so much about that. So I feel like it's a good place to raise your child, especially your daughter.
Yeah, I just think the more conservative leaning places are better for family building.
Mm,
It's just some of the conservative places like Ethiopia, I heard it's not really the best to go live, but
mm,
it's cool though. It's probably a cool environment. I haven't been to really judge it, so I'm gonna see for myself. Um, Hey Lucy, you got some people liking what you're saying.
mm-hmm,
Yeah, Lucy's cool. Lucy's cool. Definitely gotta have her come up more.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, people hitting Bible. Yeah, man. Proverbs. Let's see what else we got. We got a lot of comments. I gotta catch up. Do you still need to live in Tanzania for Kenya after getting married to get citizenship?
Mm.
Um, I'll
You want
talk
to talk?
about that in like some Patreon stuff, but pretty much you could pay for everything in Africa if you have enough money. You can
Mm,
you could go talk to them, get stuff in. You know, that's what Africa is about, honestly. Like just everything, it's no, and that's the cool thing I learned too. Like people don't be stressed about things because things could be handled without the stress and the excitement that we have in the West. You notice, like in America, even when my family came here, they were getting stressed out about wrong orders of their food. It was just unnecessary small things that
mhm.
people don't care about. They don't get mad about the incorrect order.
Cool.
Lucy, do you know anything about citizenship for Americans?
I think sometimes I was checking it online about 7 years.
Okay.
You have been a resident in Kenya 7 years.
But in Tanzania, they don't do dual citizenship. So for you to be a Tanzanian, you have to denounce your US citizenship.
Oh, for Kenya they do that.
Yeah, in
Well,
Kenya you can be bored.
Mm,
let me hint on that.
And from the
If you have a retirement income, you
mm-hmm,
can, but you have to go. It's a finesse thing. But if you have
mm.
the income, like if you make residual income, you can get a retirement visa. But the problem is you need a work number, so you need them to generate you a work number in order to get the retirement visa. So that is where
Gotcha.
you have to like finagle it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But like if you're making like $2,000 a month, like for example, me, I make residual income, so I'm
Mm,
technically retired. So I could
mm.
retire in places that have so Kenya, the retirement age is 35. But if I go and I pay a little bit more, they'll give me the retirement visa. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of
Mm.
finesse. But let's see. Lucy should have a podcast about Bible studies. You heard that, Lucy? You need to start on your page talking about Bible studies. People want to hear the word of God. You know,
Yeah, I
it's enough.
agree.
It's enough heathen stuff on the internet. Positivity, word of God. People want to absorb that. That's a good idea. You should probably do
Mm.
some Bible reading. Do
You
some
know,
Bible reading.
Tony, before you continue this, I want to ask Lucy something. So you brought up that a lot of these Christian women, right?
yeah.
Maybe they don't follow, the submissive role as, as a woman, right? But they're
Mhm.
Christians. They go to
Yeah.
church every Sunday, right? But they're
Yeah.
not following the submissive role. So
Mhm.
why? Why do you think that they don't follow?
Influence.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me, every woman was born submissive.
Mm-hmm.
And before, as a woman, you could submit to God, you have to submit to your husband, who is like your second God.
Mm.
So now, when you come here outside, your fellow friends are telling, understanding girlfriend, because Prico, understanding girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
So just the influence, there's nothing, because I don't think there's a mother out there who will tell her daughter, do not obey your husband.
Mm.
I don't think there's a father who will say, do not obey you. Just the influence. Just watch the group he's moving with.
Right.
That is the biggest enemy of many marriages, friends.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's no way
Single
I
friend.
can touch. There's no way I can for 7 hours seated there. I'm saying amen and hallelujah. I cannot say yes to my husband. No.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Good answer. Hmm.
Yeah, I agree with Lucy. It's all about friends. Like what I was saying, all the friends I try to make, they're always like, why are you submissive? You should not be doing that. You should be asking your man for iPhone 15 Pro Max. You should be having a trip. Why are you being an understanding girlfriend? But with me, like nothing can ever influence me. So once I get such friends, I usually just delete and block and live my life.
I don't even talk
That's
them.
so
Like
real.
I remember there was a time I made a video and I was talking about submissiveness, and I was called names I've never heard before.
People are mean. Sorry.
Yeah, and I was like, just because I said a woman should be submissive, but the best thing is I stand with God, and I stand with what God says, because there's nowhere the Bible says about a proverb man. It says like I said, a home is 85% the woman, because a home is made through nurturing.
Yeah,
If
for
you
sure.
nurture your man, it's very easy for him to give you the peace you want.
Very
But
true.
now these women think, oh, he should give me peace. This man is working. This man is fighting the world. So you want, when he comes home, you want to start fighting him? He will just go outside and look for a side chick
Hmm.
who will give him peace. And then you will start complaining, oh, this. But you are the reason why this man is going outside. Me, I usually say, play your part well and pray. Leave the rest to God, because only God can tame a man. Your mouth won't tame a man who don't want to be tamed. Listening to your friends won't tame a man who don't want to be tamed. Only God who can tame this creature he created called a man. Because even before God created women, it was just God and man. Nobody knew what these people are talking about. It was just God and man. So out of a man, I was created, a woman was created. So now I want to come with my dresses and start giving this man authority. It can never happen like that.
Amen.
Yeah. So it says on the marriage, a family is built by a woman.
Yeah, definitely. Need a woman's nurturing in the household. That's helping mold the children, you know.
Yeah.
And the problem in America is there's a lot of masculine women, so the kids don't get that nurturing they need, so they end up fucked up. And it's just what's been happening lately, you know. And it's just sad. Let's see what people are saying. I can't wait to marry my fiance. Is that Tegeta or Tangeta? Is that a city in Kenya?
Tanzania, it's Tegeta. You know
Oh, you mean
Tegeta?
together? I know together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't. Okay, okay. I know together. Okay, I thought you said something else. Okay, that's yeah, man. I can't wait for you to get married too, man. Many blessings to you guys, man. Respect for it. Yeah, man. East African women are so great, man. I love East Africa. The people here are cool. You know, it's just love amongst black people. And another thing in America, black people are so at odds with each other. It's crazy. There is no like real like cool spaces where it's just a bunch of black people and it's all love and all cool. I'm not gonna say there's none, but there's very few. It's more like even on Black YouTube. You look on Black YouTube, you see so many black people going at each other. It's just so much
Yeah.
negativity, trying to get people fired from jobs. Just a bunch of like wild stuff. That's why I don't get involved. Did not bring it to the U.S. What a mistake. I agree. I agree. U.S. is pretty crazy. Another person, salute to Lucy, very knowledgeable. Keep doing your thing. Love from TZ. Hey, you got a lot of support, Lucy. You get some subs after this.
Thank you.
Submission is cooperation in my definition. Yeah, man, it's all about cooperation. Everything is cooperation. It's not one sided. Everybody has to play their part. Gender roles, your role in the relationship. You know, the Holy Trinity, isn't it? Father, mother, child. So you know, it starts with the father at the top. Then it comes down. People don't even talk about the Holy Trinity in the household. We don't. It doesn't exist in America. There's no, there's no structure anymore. There's no father, wife, you know, child. No, that's done. That is done. It's just, you know, one parent. Let me see. Women submit to her job. Don't submit to her husband. That's crazy.
The
Yeah, I
U.S.
mean that's true.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you're the key on that. That is true.
Mhm.
No comments we got. Submissive women can be found anywhere in or outside Nairobi. It's more vivid. I mean, yeah, you can find submissive anywhere, but you know, there's more amounts outside of these places. It's like, yeah, there's submissive women in New York City, but what are the percentages? In general, they're not submissive, but there's submissive women everywhere. Yeah, it's just like there's traditional men everywhere, but it's just what are the percentages? You know, is LGBTQ plus active, not active in Kenya? Oh, so what about yeah, the homosexual activity in Kenya, is it a problem or is it like minimal?
I think in Kenya we cannot even say because they get killed a lot.
Okay,
Mm.
okay, okay.
You just switch on your TV, the news, they were just killed.
They're
So
not
we cannot
having it.
talk about it because, but it's there.
They're not having it. That's just, yeah, they're not having it. Okay, is there a different price in dowry for virgins or is it the same? What do you guys have to say about that?
You know,
I don't know.
for dowry, depends because there are two types of dowry. I think this is where most people don't know. There is a modern dowry ceremony and there is a traditional dowry ceremony.
Mm.
I did traditional.
Not like the traditional wedding, no, a tradition where you follow your ancestors and ancestors. Whatever my
Yeah.
grandparent gave, that's what my husband will give. Even if it's one goat, that's what they follow. They don't ask for money. So there are two types of tradition. There are two types of dowry giving. We can do a live on that sometime.
Okay, yeah, we can talk about the dowry. Yeah, because I think the dowry I did was traditional, because the head of the tribe or the older brother or whatever, because the grandparents are dead, came and he did the negotiating with me directly, and then I didn't have to follow all the traditions like writing the letter and the cows because they had mercy on me for being Black Mzungu. They knew I didn't understand all this stuff, you know. So they had mercy on me. They did. They were cool, and I appreciate that too. So, you know, you guys meet genuine girls that really love you. The family's gonna take care of you. They're not gonna just abuse you and try to make you look stupid and stuff. You know, they're gonna try to help you as much as they can. What do you have
Let me
anything to say
ask.
about that?
Yeah, let me ask Lucy this. So for the dowry, like I think kind of you Tony maybe touched on it a little bit, but sometimes for foreigners they tweak the dowry a little bit. So maybe for a Black American they might change it a little bit, or it might maybe you don't have to do this tradition. Maybe you can skip this tradition. You know, how do you feel about that? How do you feel that maybe that this happens for some people?
For modern bride price,
Hmm.
family of the girl will ask you for the money they want. Because the father might say, I educated my daughter, I did this with my daughter. So he wants that money in return through bride price.
Hmm.
But now for the traditional bride price, it's different.
Okay.
Yeah, so you have to pay like, it's called like stealing money. Stealing money you pay because you have been dating this girl without letting the family know.
Right.
So
Hmm.
if the great grandparent gave 200 Kenya shillings,
Huh?
that is what you're going to give. It doesn't matter if you are a foreigner or what you are. That is what
Oh. Okay.
you give.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, just
Yeah.
learn something new.
So it
Okay.
doesn't matter if you're going to go the traditional way.
Hmm.
Not the parents that are suggesting the money. No, it is the culture and the tradition that you're going to follow.
Okay.
And it's very
Okay.
cheap because they cannot overcharge. They overcharge
Ah,
some die because of it. Some
Mm-hmm.
parents go mad because of it. So they are too
so
bright. That's all.
and I want to bring this up too because since they asked about virgins, so like virgins, and I talked about this before, in societies like these, they're preserved, so they're not for foreigners like that. You know, those are like really traditional families, so they're not, you know, traditional Maasai family raised this girl to be a virgin. They're not going to just give you to Mzungu. No, she's going to be with another Maasai man. You know, that's their goal, right? Am I right or wrong? Right? That's how it is in these countries, Lucy.
Yeah, what happens is for Maasai, a 14-year-old girl, they would marry a 14-year-old girl to a 60-year-old man.
Right. Yes, I know that.
So she's not even exposed to the world. She doesn't even know anything. So
Mm-hmm.
to 20, she already had like 6 kids or 5
Mm-hmm.
kids.
And she still
When the
looks
old
good because she
man
had them so early.
when the old man dies, now she'll be out looking for another man.
Mm. Gotcha.
So it's I don't know. It goes with the culture anyway. So they have
Mm-hmm.
like people from like the people from the West who are looking for wives. Don't
Mm-hmm.
just look for cooking and cleaning. Get
Mm-hmm.
get to know the culture of these girls you are meeting.
I agree,
Get to know
100%. I
their
agree,
father.
100%.
Get to know what their fathers said or did if they have a dad. Get to know the side of the mother, what they do and don't do. So it will be easier for you. Don't just look at the cooking and cleaning because that is going to mislead you. Because even you can meet a girl in the street and she will come and cook and clean for you.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're going to make a vlog here telling people she cooked and cleaned. And all your brothers will be down on the comment section saying, wifey, wifey up, bro, wifey. And after a few months, you say you are scammed.
and 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 Lucy and maybe Tony, you might agree with me on this, but a lot of the black men, right, or just foreigners that come to Africa and they see these women, they cook and clean for them, right? It's a big deal, right? Because
Yeah,
they never seen this before.
never seen
So
it.
that's
No.
why they will wife them up very quickly, maybe, or that's why they will stay with them because that's
Wow.
very new for them, you know?
Yeah.
It no matter what, it's an improvement from what they're dealing with in America. It's a
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
significant upgrade. So that's why they're good with just cooking and cleaning. They're happy. You know, a lot of men are just simple. Men are just simple. They just want some simple stuff. So they'll deal with a little attitude to have the cooking and cleaning. I'm not, but the guys would deal with that. You know, there's a lot of guys that will deal with that. But I think guys should give up on the virgin thing as foreigners. Just come here and chill. You know, like I don't know. You know, like we're not. Just get you a girl, graduated college or something like that, and go that route. You know, like I don't know about the whole 14-year-old, 15. I don't want to know nothing about that. So like you know, just leave the tradition that virgin stuff to the local people. You might get yourself in trouble. That's
Mm-hmm.
you know, I'm just saying, you know, you might get yourself in trouble. Let's go. Let's see what we got. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Hey, don't forget about Afro Caribbean. We are here too. Yeah, no, yeah, of course. Caribbean is the same thing, man. I talk about all those places in the Atlantic slave trade, man. Everybody's trying to get wives. All of those Atlantic slave trade places, they took away our culture. So people are just, you know, trying to figure it out, and it's not working. It's not working. Let's see. I received my ACDL. I'm going to save up my money and travel to Africa. Do it, bro. You'll love it. You won't regret it. Just make sure you have some sort of plan. You know, like to get income, because I know a lot of people that come to Africa and they run out of money because it's harder to make money here, especially as a foreigner. We don't know the ins and outs like Lucy. You know, so we're foreigners. We're the outside. Never fall for the sob stories. They're all lying. I mean, some people are telling the truth, man. Some people really just have really hard lives, and you know they're trying to get money because they even give the sob stories to other Africans. It's not. At first, I was like, oh, I'm like taking it personal, but it's not. They're asking their female friends for money. Like Lucy probably has girlfriends. I'll ask her for money. and they'll ask a Mzungu too or another man. They're trying to get money by any means necessary. They don't care who
Let
gives it to
me
them.
let me add to that, and maybe Lucy can answer this too. But a lot of the times, right, foreigners will come to Africa, and maybe people are giving them sob stories about this happened to me, this happened to me. I really need this money now, right? What percentage of those stories do you think are true? Do you feel like most of the time they're lying, or do you feel like most of the time they're telling them the truth when they are giving these sob stories, giving these sad stories? What do you think?
I think it's simple. Just assume they never met you. Who would they have asked for help?
Right, exactly. You're so smart. That's real. That's
Yeah.
real.
Mm-hmm.
They
But
survived
even
before they met you.
think about it, because there's no way you just met this person for 2 days and your grandmother is sick. Or lost. Someone saying that the girl was lying, the grandma is sick and the grandma died. She even took a photo of her grave and sent to the dude. And the dude used to send money until he came to Kenya and insisted on visiting the family. And he found the grandma is still alive.
Mm.
Yeah, so it's up to you guys to know what you want to follow
I
the
would
truth.
say they're more honest than Latin America, because in Latin America, girls would be like, "Oh, my parents died or something like that. Give me money," and then somebody else dies the next 2 days, and
Very
they give it.
obvious.
Like,
Uh-huh.
but I would say I don't come here with the same mentality you have in Latin America. People are more genuine in these countries. Yes, there are bad people everywhere. I'm not saying
Mhm.
everybody's a good person, but there's less bad people in these places. And I'm just speaking from what I've experienced. Even if they're trying to get over on you, they're not trying to get over on you for $1,000. It might be like $20 or something. Nothing really significant. Oh, we got somebody coming up. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. What's going on, brother? How you doing?
Oh,
Uh,
let me quietly. There we go. Hey, peace and prosperity. How you doing, brother?
Good, man. Good, man. Peace and prosperity to you as well, brother. Thank you for
mm,
coming up. Nice to have you.
All right. Peace to you, Sister Lucy.
mhm.
Um, I was trying to figure out where I seen her before. Did she help another expat brother? She looks so familiar.
That's GMT's girl.
Mm,
Jim,
Oh, GMT Travels, Gooch.
that's where I seen.
That's
Okay,
what
okay, okay.
mhm.
One day, man, brother. Hey, I want to say I watch all of you. Me and my family are definitely planning on coming over there. I'm going to South Africa though.
Okay.
It's a better fit for me,
Okay,
uh,
okay.
and I've learned a lot about Tanzania from you brothers and Kenya. And I just want to say thank you for sharing your life.
You're welcome, brother. You're welcome. I'm glad that I could make it another option for you to try. Tanzania, Kenya, people should move around Africa, see where they fit, because South Africa fits you. Maybe Uganda might fit too, Kampala. Maybe you like it more. You know what I'm saying? So,
and, and let me add to that. South Africa might be a soft landing too for people coming to Africa, right?
mhm,
They can
definitely.
kind of more easily transition into Africa that way by going to South Africa. So there might actually be a good first choice country too.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what I was told a while ago, that it's easy to transition. And then there's free land. The what is it? Free bond. I can't remember the word, but you can
Mm,
buy land over there, and it's yours. You don't have to worry about the heckles and
mhm.
everything. So I don't know, man. When I get there, I'm gonna reach out to both of you brothers
Okay.
because you've both been an inspiration to me
Oh, thank you,
to
man.
come
I
over
appreciate that.
there. Yeah. So
Thank you.
thank
We
you.
appreciate it.
All right.
We
Peace and
appreciate
All right.
prosperity.
So when are you
it.
coming?
Well, right now, I'm establishing myself. I want to come over there where I can actually open up factories. So I have a business that I hope to be extremely prosperous. and I want to open it up in South Africa, and maybe Kenya,
Okay.
because those are the two main like
Yes.
foundation areas that Africa is prospering the most.
Mhm.
So when I get there, and also, I hear about passport bros, but what a lot of people don't understand is uh, there's passport families where me and my beautiful lady of 30 years, we're looking for a woman to join our family.
Mm.
And we're polygamous family. We're polygyny, where there's at least one man and more than one woman.
Okay.
And right now, Africa, for us, like the lack of defilement of the mind,
Right. Okay.
is the best place to go to find a sister who would harmonize with our family.
Agree. There's people here who do that. Yeah, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah,
So we'll be
especially
over there. We're looking at probably about July of next year.
Okay, okay, that's not too far. That's not too far. Yeah, yeah, definitely. You could find that easily. I would say you could probably find it more easily in Kenya.
In Kenya?
Yeah, you could probably find it more easily in Kenya than in South Africa.
Really? Why do you
Yeah,
say
like
that?
the girls in just from my experiences, right? Like a lot of the girls in Kenya are definitely down for that to be in a poly relationship. Do you agree with that? Anything you heard, Keith?
Yeah, yeah. I think a lot of the, I don't want to say I'm attacking Nairobi, but I think if
In Nairobi, yeah,
Nairobi specifically,
that's the
you
place.
could find it. But I wouldn't say it's much different than South Africa, although I haven't been to South Africa, but from what I've heard about it and what I've seen about South Africa, it seems like you might have just as an easy time finding that in South Africa too.
Really?
People aren't as cool there though. That's the
Mm,
difference. People aren't
mm,
as friendly as
I heard they're kind of cliquish in South Africa.
yeah, and then you got the Zulus and the coloreds and the
mm,
segregation, all that other shit.
Division.
You got to get by the politics first, and yeah, it's a lot of shit to,
mm.
But you could try it. Let me know. Let me know. If I was gonna do it, I would go to Nairobi. I would go
Go
to
to
Nairobi and
Nairobi.
I'll get one out of there because you could find it like instantly. It wouldn't even take time. Lucy's gone.
I will do that, my brother. And I'm happy that y'all shared that with me because I was just thinking South Africa was going to be the place because, we wanted to find a sister with the right mind, zero to no body count.
Oh, that's the dumbest thing ever.
That's a what?
That's not gonna happen. Like because it's so liberal. It's just so, and I'm not disrespecting the place. It's just so liberal that it's very unlikely for you to find that. It's so liberal.
No body count in Nairobi?
No. Even Nairobi, it's gonna be harder to find low body. Like what you're probably you'll be able to find what you're looking for, but you're gonna have to like give a little slack on your requirements. Like,
Oh, wow.
you gonna because it's not gonna work how you think it is. Even myself, I came after expecting something, and I got here and it was totally different. So just give a little wiggle room. You know what I'm saying? Be able to adjust on the fly. But yeah, try South Africa, try all these places and see. But I'm thinking, from just what I've seen, because just landing in Nairobi, it's a lot of girls that are interested in that. It's more of a liberal place. You're gonna find that more in a liberal, not conservative place.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
Conservative girls aren't gonna go for that. They're not gonna go for that. If a girl had a mother and a father and they live traditionally together, that is her standard of living. That's what she grew up with her whole life. So she's not going to be a second or third wife or nothing like that.
Are you brothers looking for another wife
No.
in the future? What about you, brother?
No, I'm not. No, I don't do that. But I'm not against it though. If everybody has their own preferences.
I mean, it's just easier just to like when you're in the mood to like just duck off and do what you gotta do real quick and then come back. Like to me, managing two women is just too much. Like girls are annoying already. Like two of them, like all day. Like nah, bro, ain't no way. All day, nah. I'd rather just like do the little side quest, go outside, chill for a few, get what I need to get done, come back to the crib, chill with my wife. Like I'm not trying to. But that's just me. That's just from my experiences. I can't tolerate two women in the same house every day. No way.
What?
In a relationship, nah, man, they're too annoying because you're always gonna get one that's like jealous of the other one and stuff like. Just even like doing threes and stuff. You know what I'm saying? You get that one. If you guys have any experience with that, there's
Well,
always gonna
no.
be the
Here's
girl.
the thing that I learned about true polygyny and how to make it work. If
Okay.
you keep the women divided, even in a separate house or a separate
Yeah.
room,
Right.
it's never going to work. They have to share the same bed. That's the problem. If you got two women and they share the same bed with you, there will be no negativity. They'll love each other just as much as they love you. And that's what the missing piece of the puzzle about how to make a trinity relationship work. The two women must love each other just as much as they love you intimately. And a lot of people don't say, "Oh man, you trying to be a freak. Oh, you trying to, no. I'm giving you real game on how to make it work. And actually, it's more healthy for a woman to have that relationship. That's what I have learned. And I'm 50 some years old, brother. I'm telling you, I've been all the way around the world. I'm a Desert Storm vet. Also, I've been a police officer. One of y'all was a vet, right?
Yeah, me. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been all over the world. I went to Mecca. I made my umrah, the well of Zimzim, and I learned some things when I was in the deserts. Deserts practice differently than the cities. So when you share the same bed, there's an intimacy between the women where there's never going to be a problem.
I'm gonna give you something real though, and I never revealed this, right? Because I was
Uh-oh.
gonna, okay. So okay, with traditional families, right? If you try that, right, it's not gonna work. And like I said, I'm just gonna be so real because I wasn't thinking correctly when I first came here. I was still liberal minded, as Africa. So like when I was first dating her, I'm used to what you're talking about. You're gonna get with like the hoes and stuff like that. But the girls from traditional families, you tell her, hey, I want to do like threesome and stuff like that, she's gonna tell her mom. She's gonna tell her mom, and they're gonna look at you like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? Because we're so over sexualized in the West. And it was embarrassing. Like a girl telling her mother, like, this guy wants me to do this stuff, and that's what changed me. So, and I talked to the traditional African guys. So what they do is they have their home. You can't turn a hoe into a housewife and vice versa, right? So they have their home with their wife. They do wife stuff, and when they want some freak shit, they go outside. They get a hotel, and they do the things in the hotel. And that's how these
But let
African
me
guys.
let me
Okay.
let me add to this though, Tony, and you know this, Tony, probably. If you
Right.
go back to maybe some of these traditional African families in the villages, a lot of them do practice some form of polygamy, right? Where
Not
they
in every
have
village. Not in every, the
it.
Maasai villages, yes, but
Yes,
not in every
even
village.
they don't do this anymore. But I'm saying in the
Oh, so
past,
back in the
and it
day,
was
yeah, back in the day.
yeah, all the way back in the day, right? It was more
Oh,
rare, right? But
now,
they
yeah,
did practice this in the
they did
past. But
in the past,
I
yes.
think it's set up in a certain way that they had separate homes. The women had separate homes though. So
And
how they had it set up is kind of what you're talking about, Tony, and it's kind
yeah,
of a little bit what you're talking
what you're
about, sir.
talking
I
about,
forgot
right,
your name. But yeah, go
right.
ahead.
No, but that's how it was. Because in Uganda, they said if you had multiple wives, they had to be in different homes, and you had to be able to provide for each home. That was the conditions to have multiple wives. But you're
Mm.
right. You're right. Though you're definitely right. Like
Well, I
that's
just want to say this. I noticed you
uh,
said that it was kind of like the hoish or the promiscuous
yeah,
concept, but I really want you to understand there's a holiness about women sharing an intimacy on a higher level. And the thing is, that relationship has been hidden from men, especially the black man. I promise you, when the black man can get two women to come together and it's a holy union, a holy union between the three of them. I promise you, there's no freakiness. There's no. I understand what you think the parents might think about the relationship, but it's only because they're uninformed and they don't understand. Because when a man goes outside of his household and he gets his freak on, he's destroying the community. But if we was all collectively taking on more than one woman and keeping those two women, at least those two women in one bed, it would be harmonious because the women would never fight amongst the. Listen, whenever you got different households, you're gonna love this woman more than you love that woman. You're gonna love those children that came from. It's in the Bible. Whenever you divide the women, there's going to be a division in the family. But whenever the women are intimate with each other, there's an ultimate love in the family. Now, I just revealed the secret to you, brother, that we should be aspiring to achieve. And maybe that's what my mission is when I come over there to achieve. But there's never going to be harmony in polygamy, or there's never going to be harmony in monogamy. No man is ever going to be happy with one woman. Never. It's impossible. And women know this. And when we get amongst each other, we tell the truth. Ooh, did you see that? Oh, we do, just like you said. I'd rather go out there and defile another woman. See, our mentality is confused. Why defile her? Why not bring her into the family and make the family a true trinity?
But like I was saying though, that's the American how we look at it. But I'm saying like these people,
This is in America?
No, I'm saying like Tanzanians, right? How they see it, right?
Okay.
This is their country, how they do things. We're guests here. We're coming here because our situation is whack, right? So the way they do things obviously works better than how things are done in the West, right? So they're not so willing to convert from their ways to our ways. You know what I'm saying? They're stuck in their ways. And that's what a lot of African Americans
You're
are
right.
going to learn.
You're right, brother. You're right.
You know what I'm saying? Because we're talking about what we think should happen and what they have had for generations. Grandmother, grandfather, keep going back. They learn from, it's different from us, So it's they have passed down generational knowledge. We don't. That's
Hey, but it hasn't been working. It hasn't.
Yeah,
They haven't been growing as a people. And here's the thing about the Afro American. I was listening to Neil deGrasse Tyson, and he was talking about how Africa is the most advanced because they have every race, but they got tribalism. America is the only place where the melting pot. I got Nigerian, Ghanaian, Tanzanian, South African, everything in my blood. And that's one of the things that we need to start kind of standing up for when we go to Africa. We're coming with the ultimate super Negro. A lot of times we try to humble ourselves and we don't acknowledge our value. And look, ever since I was a little boy, man, I ain't gonna never forget in the 70s, I used to look up to the African like he was the most pure and the best thing that ever existed. And I would literally crap on my own origins and not understanding how valuable we are. So what I'm saying is I'm not going to Africa to become an African. I am an American and I am so happy with the things that I've experienced. And I'm going to respect those brothers and sisters over there. But I'm going to talk proudly about who I am just as much as they talk proudly about who they are. Because sometimes it can be not only belittling, but dehumanizing how much we try to submit to their inferior. I'm just saying to some things that are obviously inferior. Now, there are things that are superior to us in some ways, but there's some things socially, you're right, that are obviously inferior. And we just go, oh, yeah, you're right. No, fuck that. I'm not doing that. I'm going to be that brother that holds up to the things we was taught by the most craftiest, the most evil people in the freaking world, the American white man.
Yeah,
The
right.
blacks, we are the most crafty, the most intelligent. We survived more than anybody. So why wouldn't we take everything that we've gathered and we give it and share it with our brothers? We got to break the curse off of them, of us thinking that why should I humble myself to you? I'm damn near your big brother, but you acting like you're my big brother. But I want to
certain countries. No, but certain countries don't like that American mentality. Like Uganda, for example.
I know.
Yeah, they can't stand it in Uganda. And I'm letting you know right now, like if you go like that shit, you're gonna have people like trying to step to you and shit like that. Like they be ready to scrap about that shit. Yeah.
I'm gonna agree with Tony on that. Yeah, people are going to, you're gonna get a lot of pushback, in Africa.
A lot of pushback.
Right?
We're
So
in
I
their
think
country,
but
Yeah.
you also right though. You're also
right.
right.
I'm not
We
saying I
do need to
totally
bring
disagree.
that. Yeah, absolutely. But guys, I have to go. Okay, I gotta go for me. At 10 o'clock.
I ain't mean to take up too much of y'all time, brother.
No, it was all good, man. This is the point of this. We're trying to talk and converse and shed realism on this stuff. Like I said, in Africa, they're not so accepting of American ways to the point where they say, take your ass back to America. You are not African. This is our country. Like, so if you're going to try to do that, make sure you stick to more South Africa, not too traditional conservative places, because I'm telling you, it would be bad, bro. You're going to have to fight. You're going to have to fight, bro. Yeah, no problem, man. We'll be back on here again. Thank everybody for showing up. Appreciate Lucy. Shout out everybody. We appreciate y'all. Keith, let me know when you can do this again. I'm sorry I didn't get to all the comments. I'm so sorry. There's so many comments. Shout out CP. Shout out my man CP, one of my biggest supporters. Shout out Rosie. Shout out to all the new people on the channel as well. Actually, I'm just gonna. You could leave, Keith. I'm gonna just probably like try to close out with the comments.
All right. Okay, I appreciate you having me, Tony. All right.
Yeah, man. Thank you. We'll do it again. So let me see what else I got.
Sure.
Yeah, man. Thank you, brother. But yeah, guys. Let me fix this. Yeah, like, and you see exactly what he was saying. About like I'm not saying he was right. He was wrong. He was right about a lot. We are like organizationally, structural wise, we do know more, right? But they're not so willing to accept that, saying like we're superior and stuff like that. I've heard a lot of Africans have problems with Black Americans for those reasons. So don't come to these countries with those mentalities unless if you're really willing to stand and battle for it. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? So looking for America outside of America is not really going to work that well. So just have realistic expectations. Do not come here like that unless if you're really willing to stand on that shit and fight people. And that's just my warning to you guys. Like I said, in Uganda, people were going crazy, we're thinking about American privilege, and Ugandans were talking about, Black Americans think they're better than us and stuff like that. And that is example right there. You know what I'm saying? What they're talking about. And they get really offended by that stuff. So yeah, guys, just be aware of that. I'm sorry I didn't get to all the comments. Shout out CP. Shout out Diego again. Shout out to all the new people. I didn't get a chance. We're going to be doing this again next week. Shout out Rosie Ann, Romeo Oscar, you know what I'm saying? Shout out everybody. Yeah, we'll be back on this next week. I'm sorry I didn't get to everybody. Shout out. Oh, shout out CP for the $2 cash app. Appreciate you, brother. Big shout out Polygamy and KNTZ. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. Yeah, we'll be back on here tomorrow, probably next week. Thanks again, guys.